welcome to the daily newspaper analysis, which is brought to you by LawSikho. I hope that you're all doing fit and fine. And since the result for CLAT as well has come, so I hope that you all who are looking forward to good results, you have gotten the desired ranks that you wanted. In case you haven't, guys, please do not lose hope. It is a long way to go, and trust me, good things are coming for you. So all the best for all the future endeavors as well. Now, with this note, let's start with today's newspaper analysis. The first article that we have is from the Indian Express, that is recalling the life and crimes of Charles Sobhraj. So this will be talking about the big nut that we had, the person Charles Sobhraj, who was considered to be as one of the biggest cons in the world. And then we have news update and legal news for the day. So why this is actually news? Because Charles Sobhraj, who was also called as the Bikini Killer, I'll tell you why, is set to be released from imprisonment in Nepal at the age of 78. So you can look in the picture itself. You can see Charles Sobhraj, and of course this picture is years old when he was a young guy, and now he's set to be released from the Nepal jail at the age of 78. Charles Sobhraj, we must have heard of him, I'm sure. There have been several movies that have been made about his character. A very famous movie that was there filming Amitabh Bachchan, that was Natwar Lal, who was actually based on the lives and the con history of Charles Sobhraj. He was also called as Bikini Killer because there were many cases wherein he had murdered various women who used to be usually, their dead bodies were usually found on the beaches, and they used to wear bikinis. So generally, these dead bodies or this formed a pattern, and so he was called as, commonly known as the Bikini Killer. Now, he had been arrested in 2003 when he brutally murdered an European backpacker. Now, Sobhraj's biographers claim that his path down crime was due to a difficult childhood, and Charles spent most of his teenage mugging people and robbing housewives. If at all you people remember, and when we were in law schools, we used to study criminology. So one of the theories of criminology, or how people tend to become criminals, so the history that they hold or the kind of childhood they have had it has got a lot to do with the temperament or the outlook of that person when he is in his adulthood. So similar was the case with Charles Sobhraj as well. Now, back in 1970s, he was charged with murders in Kabul, Athens, that is in Greece, and Kabul, Athens, and in Delhi. Please note here that one of the very famous stories that is associated with one of the mugging, or in a way the con ability of Charles Sobhraj was that it is believed, it is also heard of, it was into news as well, that he actually sold the Taj Mahal to some foreigner, claiming that it was and he prepared the entire papers of the property as well. So however, the first confirmed murder was in Thailand in 1975, where he killed an American by the name of Teresa Knowlton. His killing spree almost tailed a victim count of 30, and it was in 1976 that a trial court in India convicted him, only for the Allahabad High Court and ultimately the Supreme Court to release him due to lack of proof. Now, as we all know, by now at least we know by his character that he's a very, very smart man, and he hardly used to leave any trails of evidences after he was done with the murder or any kind of mugging for that matter. Now, he was tried and found guilty and then sent to Tihar, where he lived lavishly. Later, this is actually 1976, when in Thailand had issued a warrant against Sobhraj, during which he was also arrested in India. He also tried to escape Tihar, but was immediately caught and sent back, adding another 10 years to his already 12 years of life sentence. Now, post his sentence, he was a free man who had sold his live movie rights for 15 million US dollars and took money for even photographs and interviews. So basically, he's such a smart man that he knows how to make money from anything and everything possible. So it was again only in 2003 when he went to Nepal that he was arrested for an outstanding warrant and incarcerated. Now, why this article was taken for today is actually definitely is an interesting one to talk about. And secondly, it also shows that how when we know that a person has committed crimes, but still we cannot hold him into the loop of law because of the lack of evidence. So many a times, if at all you all are preparing for judiciary, such instances will come in your career as well, when you will also know that the person has committed that particular crime, but you also would not be able to convict that particular person. So these are the things that we can take as an inspiration, that ultimately whatever happens, that person should be behind the bars and should be given the right kind of treatment that he deserved for the behavior and for the crime that he did. With this note, let's start with the news updates for the day. We rather have a long list today, so be patient for the day. Firstly, Akademi Award for B. Narayan and Anuradha Roy. So the prestigious Sahitya Academy Award for 2022 will be conferred on authors Badri Narayan and Anuradha Roy. Badri Narayan would be conferred the award for his collection of poems in Hindi titled Tumadi Ke Shabd. So please remember that this collection of poetry or the poems, Tumadi Ke Shabd, is authored by B. Narayan, that is Badri Narayan. And Anuradha Roy will be awarded the award for her novel, All the Lives We Never Lived, in English, and Anis Ashfaq for his novel, Khwab Sarab, in Urdu. So the awards announced for 23 languages include 7 poetry collections, 6 novels, 2 story collections, 2 literary criticism, and 3 plays and 1 autobiography. Secondly, 4 Indian films to make it to Oscars shortlist. So 3 films and 1 song from India have made it to the 95th Academy Awards shortlist, the precursor to the final nominations that are a month away. Precursor is something that is done or that happens before something, something that was before, that exists before. So RRR, All That Breathes, Elephant Whisperers, and The Cello Show have all featured in the Oscars shortlist. Let's see if we can bag the Oscar as well. Thirdly, Rajya Sabha passes bill to grant the ST status. So Rajya Sabha passed a bill to include a Betta Karuba community along the Kadu Karuba in the list of scheduled tribes in Karnataka. So this is actually a very important question, that Betta Karuba and Kadu Karuba belong to which state? So these are the scheduled tribes, actually have been given the status of scheduled tribe as well, and they belong to the state of Karnataka. The Constitution's Scheduled Tribes Order 4th Amendment Bill 2022 was passed through a voice vote. The Betta Karuba community of Karnataka has only about 5,000 members living in the southern state. So definitely it much needed to be given the status of scheduled tribe, so that good initiatives as well as the conservation practices can take place for this particular tribe. Fourthly, Infosys recognized with A score for transparency on climate change. Based on the data reported through the CDP's 2022 Climate Change Questionnaire, Infosys is one of a small number of companies that achieved an A out of nearly 15,000 companies scored. CDP's annual environmental disclosure and scoring process is widely recognized as the gold standard of corporate environment transparency. Fifthly, UAE, that is United Arab Emirates, to host the World Trade Organization Ministerial Conference 2024. The 13th Ministerial Conference of the World Trade Organization will be held in Abu Dhabi for the first quarter of 2024. In the first quarter of 2024, it will follow the 28th session of the Conference of Parties, that is COP28, enabling the UAE to play an instrumental role in driving dialogue and action across the world's most pressing global issues. The topmost decision-making body of the WTO is the Ministerial Conference, which usually meets every 2 years. It brings together all members of the WTO, all of which are countries or customs unions. The Ministerial Conference can take decisions on all matters under any of the multilateral trade agreements. Here is a question for you all. Where do you think is the headquarters of the World Trade Organization? And on this note, I would like to congratulate Dhimati Roy for giving the right answer in yesterday's newspaper analysis, that yes, the head of the Rajya Sabha is the Vice President, and Vice President is actually the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. Very good, Dhimati. Sixthly, Paytm, in collaboration with HDFC ERGO, that is ERGO, launches insurance for digital transaction. So 197 Communications owned Paytm has launched a group insurance plan in partnership with HDFC ERGO General Insurance. The plan, which is called Paytm Payment Protect, that is PPP in a way, will ensure transactions made through UPI across all payment wallets and apps. Paytm users can insure transactions up to rupees 10,000 by paying rupees 30 and more per annum. In addition, insurance cover for transactions costing rupees 1 lakh and above will get added on in times to come. Here is another question for you all. Can you tell me the full form of UPI? It is a very, very common word, very commonly used these days, Bheem, UPI and everything. So if you know, let me know in the comment section below, and I will definitely congratulate all the students giving the right answer. Seventhly, Steel Minister launches first green steel brand of India. So it is rather a very good achievement. Steel Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia launched India's first green steel brand, that is Kalyani Ferresta, in New Delhi. So the first of its kind steel has been manufactured by a Pune-based steel company, Kalyani Group, by using renewable energy resources, leaving zero carbon footprints in the environment. That is rather a very, very needed as well as a great achievement for the time. Eighthly, Indian Navy launches INS Arnala. So Arnala, the first ship of the ASW-SCW project being built by the Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers, GRSE, for the Indian Navy was launched in Chennai. Arnala class of ships will replace the Abhay class ASW ships of the Indian Navy and are designed to undertake anti-submarine operations in coastal waters and low-intensity maritime operations, including subsurface surveillance in littoral waters. Please understand, by littoral waters, we mean that the water that is closer to the land, basically the coastal areas. For example, the Arabian Sea will be the littoral waters for all the states that we have on the west side of India, be it Maharashtra, Gujarat, then we have Karnataka, Kerala, etc. So all of these states will be the littoral states for Arabian Sea. So similarly, the littoral states for Bay of Bengal would be, can you tell me? I can tell you one, that is West Bengal. Can you tell me any other states? So definitely you are going to, have a great answer there. Ninth, Sonakshi Sinha named as PETA India's 2022 Person of the Year title. Bollywood actress Sonakshi Sinha has been awarded PETA India's 2022 Person of the Year title. Her actions helped save the lives of many animals killed for fashion, but her strong advocacy for dog and cat rights earned her the title. PETA stands for People for Ethical Treatment of Animals, and it was founded in the year 1980 and is dedicated to establishing and defending the rights of all animals. PETA operates under the simple principle that animals are not ours to experiment on, eat, wear, use for entertainment, or abuse in any other way. PETA is the largest animal rights organization in the world, and PETA entities have more than 9 million members and supporters globally. You must have noticed that nowadays a lot of brands, specifically when it comes to the cosmetic brands, they say that they are PETA certified or they are, animal cruelty, free. By this, they mean that no testing of that particular product was done on any animal. Like we have rabbits, we take, mice, we take, monkeys as well. So these animals are generally used in labs for various kinds of experimentations. But any product that is PETA certified, it would mean that, or cruelty free, it would mean that no such animal was harmed. Tenthly, New Delhi International Arbitration Center chairman. So the former Supreme Court Judge Hemant Gupta has been appointed as the chairman or the chairperson of the New Delhi International Arbitration Center, which has recently been named. So it was earlier only New Delhi Arbitration Center, but now it is New Delhi International Arbitration Center, that Indian International Arbitration Center. The NDAIAC was established for the purpose of creating an independent and autonomous regime for institutionalized arbitration. 11th, National Mathematics Day. So National Mathematics Day is observed annually on December 22nd to mark the anniversary of the eminent mathematician Srinivas Ramanujan's birth anniversary. He was born in Erode, Tamil Nadu in 1887 to a humble Iyengar Brahmin family. In 2012, former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh paid a tribute to the mathematician during a ceremony in Chennai to commemorate Ramanujan's birth anniversary and declared December 22 as a National Mathematics Day. Srinivas Ramanujan was also seen on the 2012 India stamp, and the Ramanuj Math Park located in Kuppam of Andhra Pradesh was inaugurated on this day in 2017. Let's quickly hop to the legal updates for the day. Firstly, right to be forgotten. Kerala High Court allows litigants to seek deletion of personal identities in family cases and in-camera trials. So pronouncing a significant verdict on the right to be forgotten, the Kerala High Court held that the personal information of the parties may not be published on the High Court website in respect of the family and matrimonial cases if the parties in those cases make such a request. This was held in the case of Vyask KG versus Union of India and other connected cases. Secondly, moratorium under Companies Act 2013. Parties cannot be referred to arbitration, says the Delhi High Court. Before we begin, I would like to give you that what is moratorium. Whenever a debt has to be repaid, so when the time to repay that debt is extended by the authority that has had to take back that debt, so that time period or that increase in the time period is called as moratorium. Delhi High Court has ruled that the moratorium granted by the National Company Law Appellate Tribunal, staying the institution of suits and proceedings against the corporate debtor after the resolution process is initiated against it under sections 241 and 242 of the Companies Act 2013, is akin to an order of moratorium passed under Section 14 of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. Thus, in view of the moratorium issued by the NCLAT, the corporate debtor cannot be referred to arbitration. This was held in the case of DLF Limited versus ILNFS Engineering and Construction Company. This was all for today. Thank you so much for staying tuned with LawSikho. We hope you liked the session. If you did, do not forget to like it. If you wish to download the PDF for today's slides, you can join our Telegram channel. The link is there in the description box below, or you can also scan this QR code that you can see on your screens right now. Thank you so much.